Welcome to a journey into the heart of luxury, a tale woven with threads of ambition, betrayal, and relentless rebirth. This is not fiction. This is the true story of Gucci, a name synonymous with global fashion, worn by royalty, celebrities, and the world's elite. But before it became a billion-dollar empire, it began with a boy who once carried luggage as a hotel porter, a boy named Guccio. His dream, born in silence, would one day command the world's respect. Join us as we uncover how a simple vision survived family wars and devastating betrayal to become a legend. Part 1. The Hotel Boy's Dream. Our story begins in 1881 in the ancient city of Florence, Italy, where Guccio was born into a humble family. His father, Gabriella, was a leather craftsman, skilled but poor. Young Guccio knew nothing of luxury. He wore simple clothes and owned few toys, but he possessed an insatiable curiosity. He observed the world around him, silently questioning the disparities he saw. Why were some people rich? What made their clothes and belongings so elegant? These unspoken questions fueled a quiet determination within him. Around the age of 17, driven by a yearning for a better future, Guccio left Italy for London, the bustling capital of England. There, his life took a momentous turn. He found work at the prestigious Savoy Hotel, one of London's most opulent establishments. He was not a guest, but a porter, a uniformed figure who opened doors and carried the lavish luggage of the wealthy. This was his turning point. Unlike other porters, Guccio did not merely perform his duties. He watched. He absorbed every minute detail of the affluent guests. He studied their impeccable attire, their refined shoes, their exquisite coats, and most importantly, their luxurious leather bags. A profound thought ignited in his mind. These aren't just bags. They are symbols of class and status. What if he could fuse Italian craftsmanship with this sophisticated luxury? This silent revelation, born while he still wore a porter's uniform, was the true genesis of Gucci. For years, Guccio continued to work, not rushing into business, but studying. He learned not from books, but from people. He understood the psychology of the rich, their desires, their shopping habits, and what made them feel powerful. He was an apprentice to luxury itself, observing it from the sidelines. He never forgot his father's small workshop in Florence, and in the early 1900s, he returned home, now a man with a meticulously crafted plan. In 1921, at the age of 39, Guccio finally opened his own small leather goods shop in Florence, naming it Gucci. It was not yet a fashion brand, but a purveyor of high-quality leather bags, directly inspired by the elegance he had witnessed at the Savoy. His mission was simple: to bring luxury and style to Italy through local craftsmanship. The path was arduous. He worked tirelessly, designing, stitching, and selling, but slowly his dedication bore fruit. People began to notice the beauty, strength, and undeniable class of his creations. Soon, "I want a Gucci" became a common refrain in Florence, marking the humble beginning of a fashion empire. Part 2. The Rise and the Seeds of Conflict. As Gucci's elegance flourished and its craftsmanship became flawless, the journey to success was far from smooth. Guccio faced not only external competition, but also the intricate expectations of his own family. He was building more than a business. He was forging a legacy, and legacies often bring their own trials. By the late 1930s, the Gucci name had ascended. Royalty, movie stars, and business magnates sought out his bags. Gucci was beginning to truly shine. However, the brand's profound transformation would coincide with the involvement of his three sons. Aldo, the ambitious and often forceful eldest, Vasco, the quieter, less business-oriented second son, and Rodrigo, the youngest, initially detached from the enterprise. As the brand expanded, the sons increasingly desired a voice in its direction, setting the stage for a future struggle for control. Before the impending family war, the brand had to grow, and it was Aldo, with his relentless drive, who propelled Gucci to new heights. In the 1950s, Aldo made a bold decision to transform Gucci from a Florence-centric brand into a global phenomenon. His gaze fixed on America, a burgeoning center of fashion. America, with its burgeoning wealth and glamorous lifestyle, was the perfect canvas for Gucci's luxurious leather goods. Americans craved status symbols, and Aldo was poised to make Gucci the ultimate one. Aldo's genius lay in elevating Gucci beyond a mere product. He made it a lifestyle, a cultural phenomenon. He didn't just sell bags, he sold a dream, an invitation to an exclusive elite. Gucci became the emblem of sophistication, class, and impeccable taste. A pivotal moment in solidifying this identity was the introduction of the now famous green and red stripes. These weren't just decorative. They became the unmistakable mark of luxury, inspired by Italian equestrian style. Simple, bold, and powerful, these stripes transcended mere design to become a globally recognized symbol of elegance and exclusivity. By the 1960s, Gucci was an international sensation, expanding beyond handbags to shoes, belts, scarves, and clothing. Its presence was ubiquitous. Aldo's relentless promotion further intertwined the brand with royalty and film stars. Jackie Kennedy, the iconic First Lady, famously carried her Jackie O bag, transforming it into a global symbol of power, style, and grace. Women everywhere aspired to her elegance, and by extension, to Gucci. Hollywood's embrace intensified, with stars like Audrey Hepburn, Sophia Loren, and Grace Kelly adorning Gucci creations. Even in films, Gucci was no longer just a Florence shop. It was a global powerhouse with flagship stores in London, New York, and Tokyo. Guccio's small dream had blossomed into a colossal brand. Yet, as Gucci soared globally, a quiet disintegration was occurring within the family. The story of Gucci would soon become as much about betrayal, jealousy, and bitter conflict as it was about triumph. Guccio Gucci, the founder, had passed away in 1953, leaving his sons Aldo, Vasco, and Rodrigo to chart the company's course. Each son harbored his own vision, setting the stage for a fierce battle for control of the burgeoning Gucci empire. Aldo, who had long steered the company, now faced growing dissent from his brothers, leading to a family war that would forever scar Gucci's history. Part 3. The family's downfall and a shocking betrayal. Aldo, with his boundless ambition and bold ideas, envisioned a globally expanded brand. However, his brothers, Vasco and Rodrigo, also sought influence. Vasco, once disengaged, now demanded a voice, while Rodrigo, the youngest, found himself caught in the escalating tension. Aldo's assertiveness grew, and his brothers felt increasingly sidelined. The conflict transcended mere finances. It became a bitter struggle for pride, ambition, and ultimate control over the revered Gucci name. Aldo's unwavering drive, while propelling Gucci to global recognition, also led to recklessness. Obsessed with expansion, he incurred massive debts, believing relentless growth was the sole key to Gucci's future. This came at a steep price: family unity and trust. By the late 1970s, Gucci faced fierce competition from rising giants like Louis Vuitton, Prada, and Chanel. Aldo's leadership was questioned not only by rivals but by his own kin. Vasco, perceiving Aldo's decisions as increasingly perilous, grew more involved. Rodrigo, too, began voicing his profound dissatisfaction. The family's once formidable bond was now fracturing irreparably. The true turning point arrived with the re-entry of Aldo's son, Maurizio Gucci. Having largely remained outside the family business, Maurizio, after studying in Switzerland and pursuing his own ventures, was drawn back into the Gucci fold by his father. Young, ambitious, and determined, Maurizio desired to elevate Gucci, but on his own terms. His vision clashed dramatically with Aldo's, whom he saw as overly focused on risky expansion and profit at the expense of innovation. Maurizio's return was pivotal. He sought not just to be an heir, but the undisputed leader. This meant outmaneuvering Aldo, and Maurizio played a dangerous, calculated game. He cultivated alliances with those who opposed Aldo, including influential board members, subtly weaving his own network within the company. Maurizio understood that control could be bought. With the aid of outside investors, he began systematically acquiring his family's shares, using their own wealth against them. His betrayal was swift and silent, meticulously concealed until it was too late for Aldo to resist. The man who had transformed Gucci into a global powerhouse was unceremoniously ousted by his own son. Though heartbroken, Aldo was forced to cede control to Maurizio, the new head of Gucci. Maurizio's triumph, however, was incomplete. He lacked the full confidence of the remaining Gucci family, with both Rodrigo and Vasco skeptical of his leadership. Maurizio now commanded one of the world's most prestigious luxury brands, but with immense power came immense pressure. The multi-billion-dollar empire was fragile, constantly challenged by the evolving luxury market. Maurizio envisioned modernizing Gucci, targeting a younger, more fashionable demographic. Yet, his bold ideas alienated traditionalists within the family, and even loyal customers questioned the brand's new direction. Maurizio Gucci's narrative transcended business. It became a saga of love, betrayal, and revenge. The man who seized control of an iconic fashion house was about to become entangled in a scandal that would stun the world. His personal life mirrored the dramatic corporate conflicts. In 1972, he married Patrizia Reggiani, a beautiful and ambitious woman from a wealthy background. Their union was a blend of love and power, Patrizia seeing Maurizio as her gateway to the Gucci legacy and a life of unparalleled luxury. They appeared to be the perfect couple, yet their marriage was fraught with internal struggles. In their early years, Maurizio and Patrizia lived a life of excess, attending glamorous events, but their relationship was turbulent. Maurizio's deepening immersion in Gucci's business caused him to become distant, leaving Patrizia feeling neglected. Patrizia, who craved attention and influence, grew increasingly frustrated by his disinterest. She desired more than just a luxurious life. She wanted control, a greater stake in Gucci's future. By the early 1980s, Maurizio had completely distanced himself from Patrizia, making divorce inevitable. Their separation became one of history's most public and acrimonious divorces. Patrizia felt utterly humiliated and betrayed, determined that Maurizio would pay dearly. The emotional toll was immense, fueling a profound anger and resentment. Maurizio, conversely, appeared cold, focused solely on Gucci's future. As the years passed, Patrizia's obsession with Maurizio's life intensified. She watched his every move from afar, her bitterness festering. She wasn't merely angry about the divorce. She was enraged by how he had dismantled everything she had built around the Gucci name. It was at this point that Patrizia began to plot. She sought not just a bitter divorce settlement, but something far more shocking: Maurizio's death. To her, this was about reclaiming the control she believed she had lost when he abandoned her for another woman and for the business. Maurizio's life began its dramatic unraveling. Patrizia, leveraging connections through a former lover, meticulously sought out hitmen to execute her plan. She desired an assassination that would appear accidental or random, carefully selecting the date and location. On March 27, 1995, as Maurizio Gucci approached the entrance of his Milan office, a gunshot pierced the air. He fell, struck in the back, dying swiftly from 3 critical wounds. The assassin, Antonio Siccola, hired by Patrizia, had fulfilled her elaborate scheme. She wanted him dead, not only for personal vengeance, but to deliver a chilling statement. His past could not be escaped without consequence. As Maurizio lay dying on the cold marble floor, the empire he had fought so hard to control, the name he had sought to redefine, must have flashed before his eyes. His life, once a symbol of ambition, ended violently. Patrizia, the orchestrator, was now free from his shadow, but her actions would soon lead to an even more dramatic downfall. Maurizio Gucci's murder became a global sensation, shocking the fashion world. The investigation was swift, quickly revealing the horrifying truth. Patrizia Reggiani, his ex-wife, was the mastermind. Arrested and charged with conspiracy to murder, the overwhelming evidence painted a picture of a woman driven by jealousy, revenge, and a perverse desire for power. Her arrest stunned the world, transforming her from a glamorous Gucci figure into the face of a profound tragedy. The promising future of Gucci was now overshadowed by the dark legacy of a family torn apart by betrayal, murder, and revenge. Part 4: Resilience and Reinvention. After Maurizio's death, the Gucci brand faced a storm of controversy. The public family squabbles, the acrimonious divorce, and the sensational murder had deeply scarred its reputation. Many predicted the company's demise. Yet, Gucci's spirit proved too robust to be destroyed by past tragedies. At the time of Maurizio's passing, the brand was stagnant, plagued by internal conflict, a lack of clear direction, and an increasingly competitive luxury market. Its traditional image felt outdated. Gucci stood at a crossroads: continue on the same path or risk a complete reinvention. New leadership emerged swiftly with the pivotal arrival of Tom Ford, a young American designer. Ford's appointment marked a new era, one that would utterly revitalize the brand. Bold, innovative, and possessing a unique vision, he was determined to transform Gucci into a cutting-edge, luxurious global fashion powerhouse. Ford's inaugural collections for Gucci were game changers. Edgy, modern, and sensual, his designs captivated a younger, fashion-forward audience. Under his direction, Gucci became synonymous with high-end glamour and sophistication, quickly reclaiming its position at the forefront of fashion. In just a few years, Ford dramatically increased Gucci's profits by over 500%. His provocative campaigns featuring supermodels and celebrities thrust Gucci back into the spotlight. The brand became known for its daring designs, luxurious appeal, and powerful industry presence. Ford's impact extended beyond design. He was a marketing genius. He transformed Gucci from a traditional house into a global fashion phenomenon, utilizing advertising and celebrity endorsements to solidify its status as a symbol for the rich and famous. Gucci became synonymous with success, power, and wealth. The resurgence under Tom Ford was a financial explosion. In the late 1990s, Gucci's revenues soared from approximately $500 million to $2.5 billion, a remarkable recovery from its near collapse after Maurizio's death. Crucially, Gucci captivated a new generation of young, affluent consumers. By the 2000s, it transcended being merely a luxury brand. It became a symbol of modern success, adorning celebrities, musicians, and athletes. It was an indispensable part of the fashion elite's wardrobe. By the early 2000s, Gucci was among the world's most valuable fashion brands, commanding premium prices for its bags, shoes, and ready-to-wear collections. In 2019, its brand value was estimated at the $18 billion, with annual revenues exceeding or $10 billion. A phenomenal turnaround. Tom Ford's tenure concluded in 2004, but the brand's growth continued. Alessandro Michele, appointed creative director in 2015, brought his own distinctive vision. He embraced gender fluidity, bold patterns, and eclectic styles, appealing to a younger, more diverse audience. Under Michele, Gucci reinvented itself yet again, becoming one of the most talked about brands in fashion. His collections, filled with unexpected combinations of vibrant colors, floral motifs, and historical references, resonated with a generation seeking departure from traditional luxury. Gucci's revenue continued its ascent under Michele, with global sales estimated at $9 billion in 2020, solidifying its status as a powerful and influential fashion label. In 2016, Patrizia Reggiani was granted parole after serving just 18 years of her sentence. Released at 67, she returned to a life of luxury. Though far removed from the power and fame she once enjoyed as Maurizio's wife, she continues to live lavishly, her past forever stained by the murder of the man she once loved. Today, Gucci stands as a global fashion powerhouse, thriving in the competitive luxury world, constantly evolving and embracing new trends. It is now part of the Kering Group, one of the largest luxury conglomerates, alongside brands like Saint Laurent and Balenciaga. Gucci's success is measured not only by profit and prestige, but by its enduring legacy. It has become a symbol of empowerment, innovation, and timeless style, with sustainability initiatives and a commitment to creativity paving the way for future generations in fashion. Gucci's journey from a family business to a global icon is one of fashion's most incredible narratives. Despite the profound tragedies that struck the Gucci family, the brand's ability to reinvent itself and adapt has made it an enduring symbol of luxury, creativity, and success. Maurizio Gucci's death, Patrizia Reggiani's obsession, and the murder that shocked the world are all integral to the larger story of Gucci. A story of triumph and tragedy, betrayal and success, and a brand that refuses to die. It serves as a powerful reminder that even after immense loss, something extraordinary can emerge. The legacy of Gucci will continue to inspire dreamers worldwide. This is the unbelievable story of Gucci, a brand born from hard work, nearly destroyed by greed and betrayal, and finally brought back to life through vision, courage, and change. What can we learn? First, success can be lost if we forget our values. Second, whether in family or business, trust is powerful, but so is betrayal. Third, even after the darkest moments, it is never too late to rebuild. Fourth, leadership matters. The right people can transform failure into success. Fifth, change is not an end, but often the beginning of something greater. Gucci's story teaches us that life is not just about rising, but about rising again after we fall. That is what makes a brand, a person, or a dream truly legendary. So, whether you are learning English, building a dream, or seeking motivation, don't give up. Keep learning. Keep moving forward. Remember, even the biggest success story began with pain, struggle, and the choice to keep going.